Hey guys, I'm Bria Taddiken-Williams with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Advisors here in Manhattan, and I am here with your February update that actually looks at a lot of the data that was finalized from the January market activity. As many of you guys know, January was a very cold month. I think it was the longest month a lot of us have experienced in a long time. But I want to go ahead, touch on what we are currently seeing in the market. This is also the time of month where some of you may receive the paper version of this. This looks at the month over month changes in our market. Then also, I have a social media post that looks like this. And this actually looks more at those year over year changes. When we look at the monthly changes, those are those small, minuscule nuances that we see happening in the marketplace. And by looking at those, we can start to determine if maybe there are some new trends taking place. When we look at the year, in review, in comparison, we can see more of what's really happened over the course of time. So when we look at, things month over month, again, January was cold. We know the weather definitely impacts the market activity. When you look at your blue paper copy, it indicates that prices are down, number of written contracts are down, average days on market increased. Well, we also know that during certain times of the year, certain price points are more likely to sell. During the month of January, more of those attainable, those accessibly priced homes were what people were writing contracts on. We also know January sometimes isn't the most popular month to go out looking at a house, even though that is when our market historically kicks into high gear. And then consequently, if there aren't as many buyers, it's not uncommon for those days on market to increase. But we also know, a lot of you guys have noticed that, the first few years post 2020, it didn't matter what the house was. It would fly off the market. Now we have shifted into a market where if the homes are in good condition and priced well, they are still selling very quickly. But now we also have a segment of homes where something happened. They weren't positioned as they thought they maybe would have been for the market, and so it's taking those homes longer to sell. And that's also why we have seen on that blue copy an increase in days on market. But then when we look at, okay, how did January of this year compare to January of last year, this little data set, we know that the number of available listings actually dropped. It dropped almost 8%. We also know the average sales price is up 8.5%. So yeah, from December to January, prices might have dropped slightly, but year over year, that big picture view, prices went up 8.5%. We also know that compared to last January, days on market decreased by almost 8%. We also know last fall, early winter was a very tough time in the real estate market. The interesting thing is, even though number of active listings are down, we actually have more pendings than actives in our market right now. The month supply is up about 12.5%. When we talk about month supply, that is basically a formula where if you took all the listings that are currently on the market, all the buyers who are currently in the market, no new buyers, no new listings, how long would it take for those buyers to buy up the inventory? Right now, depending on the community within our MLS, it's anywhere from 1.8 to 2.2 month supply, about an average of 2 months. 6 months indicates a healthy, balanced market. Anything below 6, the closer you get to 0, the more of a seller's market it is. Once you go above 6, the bigger that number gets, the more of a buyer's market it is. I will say that one point, at the peak of the pandemic market craziness, we were about, 1.5 months supply. We're at 2 months supply. Not much has changed. It remains a very, very aggressive market for those homes again that are in good condition and priced well. So month to month is very different than year over year. Different neighborhoods, different communities, different types of homes, they all have their nuances. So if you guys have any specific questions, go ahead, give me a call. I am more than happy to talk through all those details with you guys. Thanks so much, and see you next month.